Hey there, welcome to the Christian Media Marketing Show. My name is John Rawls, and I am thankful for every one of you who watch this show. Maybe it's live, maybe you're watching it recorded on our website on KavanaughMedia.com. This is episode 19 of our live video training, and then we're well over 100 now podcast episodes as well. I just want to say thank you to GNPI, to Mike and Tom and Nathaniel and Mindy, to Greg and others there who are helping me put this show and sponsoring this. Every time I watch that bumper video there, I think of you, Greg, so thank you for putting that together. I'm thankful as well for their efforts that they are doing around the world. I was on a call yesterday with a team in India that is a team that is working with GNPI, that is making Jesus famous there. Several different teams that are just doing some amazing stuff, and the numbers, even in the midst of this pandemic, there are amazing. And yet, one of the guys on the call yesterday has COVID and is fighting and is very, very sick right now. And there's other orgs that I work with in that region who have lost people because of this virus that's out there. And so wherever you are watching this from, maybe things are starting to return to normal. Maybe things are still really, really bad. But I want to encourage all of you who are watching this, whether that be live or recorded, will you just pray? Pray for our brothers and sisters around the world who are suffering and who are fighting and who have been impacted by this virus. I am thankful this day as well for just life itself. I am former military, and yesterday was Memorial Day here in the United States, where we remember those who have given their life. And I remember those who lost their lives, some of them in my own hands, in a tragic situation that happened a lot of years ago, and yet it's still there. It's still in my mind, and it drives me. Because the person who slept across in the rack, the bed area on the ship that I was on, right across from me, he didn't make it. And I never shared Christ with that person at all. And I want more than anything else every person in this world to hear about Jesus in the heart language. I want them to have an opportunity to be able to have a Bible. I want them to be able to have a place where they can go and gather with other believers. I want to see Jesus be known because we know how it's going to end. We know that from every tribe, tongue, and nation, they will give praise to God. We can use technology and media and the tools that we have available to be able to reach out and to share in a way and a scale and a scope that is just unbelievable. But let's not take these tools for granted. Let's do the very best that we can. Let's specialize and work together and partner together to make Jesus famous. That's my prayer. And so my hope and my help with this process is, part of it is this show right here and then the podcast that we do. We do this each week with those of you who are on small teams or maybe a small church, wherever you are, who you don't have a lot. You don't have full marketing teams or whatever. And so I want to help. And so does GNPI. So do the other partners that I work with, the mission orgs that are out there, the churches that are working in their cities and in their locations. We just want to figure out how we can do everything in every possible way that we can to find those people that the Holy Spirit is working in. Now, if this is your first time watching the show, we look at a few questions that I get throughout the week. I try to answer a couple of those, and then we dive into some live training, just video training on a specific aspect about social media marketing, how to use some of these tools. If you have questions and you're watching it live, feel free to make a comment there on Facebook or YouTube, and if the software works right, I'll see those comments or thumbs up or whatever you might have as an encouragement as well there. Okay, and so I want to dive into the questions that we've had that came in this week. There's a lot of questions. In fact, there's a lot that came in, and I'm sorry if sometimes my emails back even are super short. For one, I don't like to type. Secondly, I've only got so much time, and I'm not doing well in that area. The time crunch, I just can't keep adding hours to things. I'm praying for wisdom how how to do things a little bit differently. And so let me try to answer some of these. There's a couple of ones that are out there, and one question and then a specific situation that I want to address. The first question, just what should we do with Facebook analytics going away? I was asked this question. I sent the email from more than one person this week. Facebook themselves have been saying, hey, this is going away. That, they made the announcement. And now they're sending out going, hey, at the end of the month, it's going away, it's going away. What should we do? And some people, I think you're confusing what Facebook analytics is versus just the analytics on your ads. So your page insights, so Facebook is shifting over. They're introducing a new tool, a new app that a lot of these analytics are going to be in. But in the world of paid Christian social media marketing, of putting ads in front of the right person, of really promoting it in that way, to be truthful, I don't use Facebook analytics. I've never liked it. I don't find that it works well. I think that's one of the reasons why they're getting rid of it, is because it's just not a good piece of software. Maybe I didn't spend enough time with it, so it could be that, but I never use it. I use data and analytics all day. And I use the data and analytics from Facebook in Facebook Ads Manager. Those stats and information are still going to be there. Okay, so when you go to business.facebook.com and you click on the hamburger menu, those three top bars, and you go to Ads Manager, that's where you need to create your ads, but that's where you can see your analytics from your ads as well. So what Facebook Analytics is basically their version of Google Analytics, or there's other tools that are out there for your website analytics. Well, with the pixel being blocked in a lot of places, or at least the pixel being given the option to block that tracking, I'm guessing that Facebook is seeing the writing on the wall that kind of stuff isn't, it's not working as well. So what should we do with Facebook Analytics going away? I'm celebrating. I'm actually not even thinking about it. And I would encourage you not to worry about it as well. If you don't have analytics, though, on your website, you're missing out, because you don't know what's happening when people leave Google or YouTube or Facebook ads and go to your website. And your website's important. That's where they really get to get more information. That's where they can watch more videos, read more articles, just get more information that moves them in that direction towards Jesus. Ads don't do that. They're just a hook. We're just trying to catch their attention. You're not going to convert somebody with an ad. And you may not get people who from your website message you right away. It's because it's going to take many, many touches. And so Google Analytics lets us know what's happening on our site. How much time are people spending? What pages are they going to? And so that's the one that I would encourage you to use, is Facebook Analytics. I wouldn't use that one. I would use the Google Analytics and use that to really get a good idea about what's happening on your website. So don't worry about that going away. That's my advice, at least. All right. Here's a situation that I have seen. I continue to see it with the exception of verification issues. So sending in an ID, verifying that you are who you say you are, that your business or your nonprofit is who you say you are, and that is just continuing to grow and to grow and to grow. I think it's just going to be the norm. That's where we are going. They are actively searching for fake accounts and duplicate accounts. If you have more than one, you are just risking losing access to these tools that we're using to try to make Jesus famous. And I'm not talking about you on a personal level of, can you see what groups or things you like, whether or not you use Facebook or Google or YouTube. I don't care about that. What I care about is using those tools to get the message of Jesus out there in front of people. And we might lose that access to it if we're not careful about how we're going about things. So there's that whole process. Facebook has deleted over 16 billion fake accounts or double accounts just the last 3 or 4 years. And so they're actively searching. Another part of that, another thread to that is this idea of using pages or things that don't allow them to search and see not only your ad, but where you're driving traffic to, your website. And so when you try to do things that redirect people, right, this is part of the domain verification. This is part of proving that your page is representing what you say you are and whatever. Well, one of the things that I'm noticing are link shorteners. Think about like bit.ly, bit.ly. If you use those in your ads, you stand a good chance of getting your ad account disabled. And if you keep doing it, you stand a good chance of losing that ad account, for it being shut down. So don't use link shorteners. Just put the link in the ad or on the post to the website, to the landing page that you're wanting to use. Make sure it's to a page that you own, that it's your site, that you have verified it, that's all of those things are set in place. Please don't use link shorteners, because it's just a great way to get your ad account disabled. All right, so link shorteners are a big no. Let's not use those. All right. So we're going to dive into the training that I have for you today, and I want to look at a specific type of training, a specific type of ads that you can use in this training and in your marketing efforts that's called an instant experience. And let me just give you a little bit of the reason why before we get into the live training here. I think it's really important that we use every tool possible, and I think it's really important that we are leveraging the right tools and the right channels of where our target audience is. I think let the data guide what we do. Let the data tell us, is this ad working? Is this website converting? Are we accomplishing what God is calling us to do? And so the right channel, the right message, right time, right device, all of those things are important. It's like a recipe, and you've got to have all the right pieces in it. You have the right ingredients, the right amounts to make something beautiful. Well, with this whole iOS 14.5 updates, with algorithm changes, with Google changing what they're doing now as well with their analytics, and with their changing over to the federated learning of cohorts, which is they're getting away from the cookies and those things, turning them off. With all of these changes that are going on, what happens is you leave a place, like let's say Facebook, which is first person. So when you're on Facebook, it can see what you're doing. That's still there. The issue is when you leave Facebook, and let's say you go to our Kavanaugh Media site and you've turned off the pixel tracking, well then it's not going to be able to report back to Facebook what you did on our site if you watched a video or did something like that, which makes retargeting harder, which makes us being able to understand, is this working, harder. Now, obviously, we can tell when we get messages. We can know how many of those that are coming in. But from what's happening off of the initial social media platform is getting harder. So that's first person, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Third person, somebody else's site or whatever we have. So one of the things that I'm recommending is to stay on that social media platform for as long as we can. So if it's a Facebook ad, let's leave them on Facebook as long as we can before we have them click away to go to our website or to engage and download a Bible or do whatever it is that we're asking them to do. Let's keep them in that place where we can gather that data to see what's happening. Well, an instant experience is, in essence, it is a mini landing page right there on Facebook. It takes over the whole screen on your mobile device, and then you can scroll through it, watch videos, pictures, there's buttons. I'm going to show you all of those today in this training. I think it's also a really good tool in places where data is expensive, where people, maybe they get their Facebook usage for free from their mobile device through their carrier that they're using there, their cell phone carrier. But when they go off of it to a website, then they have to pay for that data. Well, once again, let's leave them then on Facebook, and we can still retarget from this instant experience. Okay, so just as I showed you how to do a lead ad and to bring up those forums, we can retarget when people have engaged with those. We can do that with the instant experience as well. So let's dive into it. I want to walk you through what they look like, how you can modify them, and then a couple ideas about how to possibly use them. Here we go. So this is, I have gone to business.facebook.com and I hit the green create button. Okay, now if you don't see that, then you're not in the same area, or you're not in the right area, at least of where I'm at. So if it's giving you some simplified thing, or it looks totally different from what you're seeing here, go to business.facebook.com and then click on the top left. There's going to be 3 little lines. It's called, the programmers call that the hamburger menu, unless you're in India, and then we call it a mutton menu or something else, all right? So, and I just want you to know, I used that joke yesterday in India and they laughed. So if you think that's a bad joke, it's okay. They thought it was funny. So you click on the hamburger menu, and you go to Ads Manager, you click on the green Create button, and this is the first thing that you see. Now, Facebook can't read your mind, so we have to choose an objective. And on these, it could be engagement. It could be traffic to move on. I think engagement itself has gotten a bad rap. In fact, I've been guilty of this, and I've used this phrase of vanity metrics, of, oh, those things don't really matter or whatever. I understand when people say that and even what I have meant by it. But if you're not getting engagement on your ads, you may not be putting the ad in front of the right person. It's an indicator. It's an indicator of whether or not you are succeeding, you're on the right path. It's not the end zone. It's not the end result. We can have likes all day long. If people aren't downloading Bibles and sending us messages, we're not accomplishing the mission. But we don't have to sit there and denigrate them. Engagement could be something really important that we could use. So, or it could be traffic to your website, and we're going to use instant experience as a short version of that before they move on. There's lots of different ones that we could do. Okay, so we would click on one. We're going to then, given this option here, do we want post, page like, event responses? So I don't really want those. So I'm going to click traffic. I'm going to name it, and then I would hit continue right down here. Now, when you hit continue, it's going to open up the page. It's going to give you the option of how much do you want to spend. Now we're here in this spot right down here. And I want you to just notice, this is right behind my picture is what you're seeing. Let me see if I can move this for you. In fact, what I'll just do here for a second is, you see that? That is Facebook marketing the marketers. Try a lead generation campaign. You could benefit. This is recommended for you. All right, here's the thing. They don't know what we're trying to do. Please don't get all upset when you start getting phone calls or messages or something like that from Facebook or whatever. They promote things all the time. Doesn't mean it's bad, just they don't understand what it is that you and I are trying to do. So I'm going to clear that away. We're to the ad set level. So we're on this traffic campaign. We're going through this. I don't use campaign budget optimization. I'm not doing an A/B test. Great. Let's hit the blue next button, or we'll jump right to here. Now we're in the ad set. So we're going to send traffic to a website. If you had a Bible app or something, you could do it that way. You could send it to Messenger. I do get worried at times that we're overusing this one instead of trying to develop that pathway for people to discover truth. If you have a business WhatsApp account, you can tie that in and connect it up with your Facebook account here. So I'm going to be looking at this meter to make sure that the bar is right there in the green. I'm not worrying about this estimated daily results. That's an estimate. And when you're first getting started, Facebook has no idea. We're not doing a dynamic creative. We're not offering 20% off of Jesus right now or the WWJD bracelet. So I have no offer here that we're doing, but I would choose the budget, choose when it starts. I would either do daily or lifetime. All right. And then you start picking your audience. So we'll say right now just all of Taiwan, everybody, all ages. And then I want to come down here. I'm going to put my mouse over it. Now it shows up. I'm going to hit edit. And I'm going to type in Jesus. And I can type it in English. Facebook translates it. Okay. And I'm waiting. It's saying, oh, there's nothing showing up there. There it comes. All right. So now I click Jesus. And now we're down to less than 1 million people in Taiwan have engaged with something about Jesus. And if I add Bible, we'll put that one in there, and there we go. And we'll see. All right, we're up to 2.2 million people who might see this. So we have our audience. We know where we're running it. We're going to do it for link clicks, not landing page views, but link clicks are still on Facebook. Those register. And when you do landing pages, if the pixel is blocked, it might not register, which makes it harder for the algorithm to optimize. So I'm leaving it on link clicks right here. All right. And then we would hit next. So when you go to next, it's going to bring you up to this page. Here, I've already skipped ahead just a little bit on to another screen so that I'm not giving away lots of secret information of different pages and people that are out there using media to help people find Jesus. So I'm just using our demo account here that we have set up, our Kavanaugh Media T test account. And so now we're going through this. We need to, if we have an Instagram account, we could choose that right here. We're going to come down here. There are 3 options: create the ad, use an existing post, or use Creative Hub Mockup. Now, you may do stuff differently. Okay, I get that. I have never, and I probably never will, I don't know why I would want to right now, use the Creative Hub Mockup. So we just literally, we use Trello, Dropbox, and Google Sheets to design all of our ad campaigns as a team. We use this digital whiteboard here. We get on, we can mark things up together wherever we're at around the world. Using existing posts is a great idea, except for sometimes the existing post doesn't work with the ad objective you're trying to do. So at this point, usually I'm just creating the ad and going straight from that process. So we're going to create an ad, and then look right below it is this add an instant experience, full screen mobile, okay, mobile experience. All right, and so that's the key thing here. So I'm going to click on that because that's what we're going to create. But one other thing before we would go to it, we also have to create the ad itself. All right, so it's still an ad. The instant experience is once they've clicked on it. Okay, so we're going to click add an instant experience. All right, and now it's giving us this option. If we've created some before, we might have saved those and we could just pull that back up. But I want to show you 2 different templates that they offer here. The first one is customer acquisition. So we would click on add an instant experience and then customer acquisition. And now this is what it looks like. So it's showing us a mobile preview on Facebook. Okay, so we could look at on Facebook or Instagram here. This one is the Facebook version. So over here on the left is all the things that we can do, and this is an example of what the ad would look like. And so we could change this image here. Now, what I would recommend on an instant experience is that the instant experience needs to tie in to your ad. So the pictures, the copy, the theme, all of that should be the same as what the ad itself was that you got them to click on to get to this point. So we're going to replace this image, and then we could pick one about, let's say the one we were using in last week's training about the fig tree. So I'm going to use that image, and it's going to come right here. And then we could put a URL here. Okay, this could be to send them to your website. All right, or I'll just put mine on here right now. And then it'd be landing page 1 or whatever you call your ads. Okay, your landing pages that people are going to go to. So you could put a link there. Okay, and then you have this text down here. You see where it says add context? Well, Jesus and the fig tree. And then you could put some text down here. You see what's happening is we're creating this full screen experience for people as we go through it. So we could put some more text here. We can put a button in here. So this could be discover more or discover why. Okay, and then you have a link. And you could put the link here to your website or to your landing page that they could click on. So this is like a pre-landing page that you have. Or this is showing an example to a different post on your Facebook page, maybe that you're doing. You could put a thing here where it could be get a Bible. And you could put YouVersion link, or lots of different options that you can do there, okay? So that's your button. Then you put some of these labels. Well, here's some more stuff with this template. We could change the images. So I'm going to replace this image, and I'm going to do this one. I'm going to put that image in. And this is it's going to upload it. And this is an image of them walking around the fig tree. Notice this, I can put a URL down here as well. I'm going to come up to this one. I can add many more pictures, but Jesus is now looking at the tree, so I'll put that one there. There it is. And then I'm going to replace this one, and at this point, he's mad at the tree, and he has cursed it. And so we're going to bring this picture up, and now they're like, whoa, what is happening? And then I'm going to get to this image, and I'm just going to erase it. So now we have 3 images here, and all 3 of these are ones that they could click on that would take them through these 3 images. They could scroll through them. You can go up to 10 images there. And so this is a carousel format in your instant experience ad. Then we could put more content down below that. So we could put something here to watch the video, click below or something. And you could put then a button here, watch more here, and then this could take them to your landing page where they could get the ability to watch more and to discover more about this story that you're offering. And so there's lots of different options that you could do. Then you would hit done, and then that would be your instant experience. So that's one template. Here's the other one. I'm going to confirm getting rid of that one. So once again, we'll click on choose a template, and this one's storytelling. And on this one, you see you can put videos in. So it can be an image or a video or slideshow. So we could put a video in here. And so I could upload the video that we have of the fig tree, and then we could put that in. And then that video is going to be playing once they've clicked on the ad. So maybe we could do a short hook video, a little bit longer one here, and then they could click to watch more of the video or the series that they're seeing. Once again, all of this stuff down here could just be more text. It can be more images. There's more that you can do with these in this template. All sorts of images, buttons, all of that. And you can have them go to different places on your website. Okay, so that's this format, that storytelling one. Now, finally, you can also go down here to just custom instant experience, and you can build out your own and add anything you want. So you click add a component. You can add a button, carousel, photo, put a header, a video, text block. You could make all sorts of instant experience, mini landing pages that you could put into your ad. Once you have them, then you would hit done, and then it would bring up this part here where you create the actual ad, your copy, your headline. You could add a picture to this that's trying to get them to click on it to go to your instant experience. Then finally, you would click, make sure your pixel is there, and hit the green publish button. That's what an instant experience is, and it is a really powerful tool. In fact, I would tell you that I think the instant experience is going to be an even more important part of what we do in the future. That it is going to be a really valuable tool in our arsenal, our techniques that we're using to make Jesus famous. And so if you have a series of pictures or videos, if you're thinking through a journey, and that's really important, Think through it as a journey, not just a one-off of here's this one thing, but there's a whole series of content. And I love Bible content. I love content that is around the Bible. One, because God's word is powerful and active, and it is sharper than any two-edged sword. But I will also say we want to get people to get in the scripture and to discover and to begin to obey it. And so I love using video and Bible and pictures. You can use YouVersion. You could use text over that they do, Bible verses for the day. You could do those organically that reinforce then your ad campaigns, this journey. So think of it as a process, as multiple small little steps that's moving people from knowing that you exist, liking your content that you have, and then trusting enough to begin to comment or send you a private message. All right. So I hope that you will play with this, that you will explore with it, that you will make it a part of what you're doing. I would love to hear how it's working for you. I would love to see examples. If you've found something that's working well for you in your context, to find seekers that's working there to make Jesus famous, show it to us. Let us see it. We'd love to learn from you of what you're doing. If you like this show, subscribe to it. You can do it on GMPI's site, on our Kavanaugh Media site. Remember, you can go to our website to see any of the previous 18 episodes and this one in all of their entirety on there. So you can watch it whenever is convenient for you. And then please don't forget our podcast, the Christian Media Marketing Podcast. Each week, each Friday, it comes out, Lord willing. And in that, it's about 15 minutes long, and we just speak about really specific things related to Christian media marketing. That tribe of people that are out there, I appreciate you. I met a couple of you for the very first time this last week online who have been listening to the podcast, and it's just a joy. It's just a joy to me to be able to work with you, all of you who are making Jesus famous. You are my heroes. We love you. We are praying for you. Let's do everything we possibly can to find all that we can to help them know that saving message, the good news of Jesus Christ. So, Lord willing, I will see you again next Tuesday for more in-depth training videos. And until then, may you follow Jesus faithfully. May you be and live up to that title of saint as he views us as his children and a part of his kingdom. Until next time, take care and God bless.